I'm gonna tell you in this video the kind of mindset that you must have to overcome any fitness setback. This is what I used, this mindset rather, is what I used to recover from my shoulder dislocation some years ago. So when I first dislocated my shoulder, y'all, I was discouraged. I was really discouraged. Prior to that, I had been on this really, really big calisthenics, bodyweight exercise routine. Like I was doing literally hundreds of reps a day. And that's not an exaggeration. You can ask my wife. I was doing a whole lot of reps, and I was training for the obstacle course race that I actually dislocated my shoulder in. So I was training very heavily. I was very much in shape. And then boom, I climbed the wrong way on some sort of something. My hand slips, and then I dislocated this shoulder. So I was very discouraged. But what I learned is that the thing that made me recover in my mind was a steadfast mindset that I was going to return to my high level of fitness. I couldn't have it any other way. And then the second piece to that is I wanted to avoid surgery, because a lot of times when people dislocate their shoulders, you know, what's recommended is a surgery to repair, you know, the, what do you call it there? Whatever that ligament is there, to repair a torn ligament. The name escapes me right now. But anyway, I wanted to avoid surgery, and I wanted to get back to my former level of fitness. I wanted to be able to return back to pull-ups and chin-ups in particular, because those are like exercises I've gotten really strong in. Okay, now here's what I'll say too. Like I said, I got discouraged, but I didn't really worry too much about whether or not I'd be able to get back to my fitness. And I think that this is where a lot of people end up struggling, and what holds a lot of people back. What I've noticed is in my videos on this channel, where I've talked about my shoulder dislocation and stuff kind of around that, I've gotten hundreds of comments, and among those comments are a lot of people who are kind of struggling with, you know, man, I wonder if I'll be able to return to my pull-ups or my exercise. I'm so scared. I'm so, you know, just wondering if I can ever return to fitness. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. I definitely get it. But what I want to encourage you to do is you have to, even in the midst of the possibility of, you know, not being able to get back to where you were. The thing is, what I learned is that you don't focus on that. Because remember, you can kind of choose what you focus on. You can choose that. And so what I would encourage you to do is to instead focus on the outcome that you want. Okay. You know, like, so if you, like me, you dislocated your shoulder and you were very much into calisthenics like me, or maybe you played basketball a lot, or, you know, tennis or whatever it is, and you want to get back to it. If you want to get back to it, then make that your focus. And so literally, like, again, with me, what I was doing was I didn't miss rehab. And I also was doing my own rehab. The exercises they told me to do, I did them, and I did them consistently. You know, and because my goal was I need to get some blood flowing into that area. I need to strengthen the stretched ligaments, and the stretched muscles and tendons and whatnot. You know, I need to get healing blood kind of flowing in that area to kind of, you know, because blood has the healing factors and stuff in it. You know, so that I can recover. I need to do my stretches and all that kind of stuff. And so I really focus in on that. I didn't really focus too much on the fact that I wasn't able to do my usual exercises. I didn't focus on that, because, you know, all that would do is make me upset. I just was very, very focused and diligent with my rehab homework, my shoulder rehab homework. Okay. And so, like I said, I think that the thing that really messes a lot of people up and discourages recovery is leaning into, man, I can't do what I want to do right now, you know, because it's a journey is what it is. It's a journey. Okay. But this doesn't just apply if you dislocated your shoulder like me. This also applies if maybe you over the years, you're over 40 and you have kids and you gained weight, or you just became very inactive from, just working a job and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just hard for you to even imagine. But what you have to do, what I learned, is that you have to focus on the outcome you want for your health, your fitness, and that kind of thing. You got to focus on that. You have to focus on that. And if you're willing to focus on that, then what happens is you'll move in that direction. And, it's just the kind of mindset you have to have, because otherwise you'll be more so inclined to lean into worrying and thinking about how your current reality is not what you were doing before. And man, this is hard. Man, can I recover? Can I? Can I get over this? Can I lose the weight? Can I recover from the injury? Can I be fit again? Maybe I'm too old. Maybe at 40, I need to hang it up. But the thing is, it's what you learn, and what I learned over my course of being involved in fitness and even recovering from shoulder injury. What I learned is that there's a whole lot of mindsets out there that are perpetuated. At a certain age, then it all goes downhill, and you'll never have the body that you once had. Your body recovers slowly. You got to accept this and that. But who says who? And so again, it's really amazing how the mind works, how God made these minds. You really have to focus on the direction you want to go in. If you want to get back in shape, then you make the decision to do that. It's really a matter of what you believe, because what we believe, we naturally go in the direction of. Okay. So that's really all I wanted to say in this video. The main thing is, this is the mindset that I had to have to recover from a devastating shoulder dislocation and to get back to a high level of fitness and exercise. Even here after the age of 40, this is what I had to do. But realize, I couldn't have it any other way. I literally was like, I have to be able to kind of get back in good physical shape and do all the exercises and stuff that I've been able to do. I had to have that, if that makes sense. So let that be of an encouragement to you. If you dealt with a shoulder dislocation, or maybe you overcome some sort of other setback here, and you're over 40 and you're kind of wondering if it's even worth it. Hopefully that's an encouragement to you. If it is, then just let me know in the comments, so I can know, so I can just know. I would love to hear from you. And then also, let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you watch the video above if you haven't watched it before. And even if you have, maybe you can watch it again. Y'all take care.